Next guy, we have two guys coming up that are really sad season-ending injuries. Let's first start with the running back for the Ravens, J.K. Dobbins, and I feel for him. A season-ending Achilles injury. He was a free agent, or he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, hoping to get a contract. And Tom, he looked, at least for the first week when he was there, he looked like he was going to be a workhorse this year. But you have anything to say just about J.K. Dobbins?
Just really tough. Especially with all that was discussed this offseason on running backs trying to get taken care of financially. Then for Dobbins, who sat out a good chunk of training camp, kind of holding out for that new contract for the very first game, for him to have this devastating Achilles tear, you just got to feel for the guy. This is the hardest injury to come back from, especially for running backs. We have never once seen a running back in their first year after an Achilles tear play well. Cam Akers took him 1.5 years. Donta Foreman, 4 years. Nobody else has played good after. Justice Hill's starting to look pretty good, but he's more of a role player. So we really haven't seen like a workhorse back come back from this injury in a timely manner. Now he's only 24. That's so critical here. That actually does give him somewhat of a chance to make it back. If he was like 29, likely done. Even 27, 28, tough. But the fact that he's 24, he's an elite athlete. We've seen how he's started to look really good after that crazy knee injury. So he does have a chance of playing again and playing at a high level. It's going to be a major uphill battle for him, though. But if anyone's willing to put in the work to do it, he seems like the one who would be.
Yeah, just the toughness and the grit, and I just feel for him. Again, I just feel so badly for him. It's such a bad injury, and of course we wish him the best. And like you said, Tom, 24 years old. Hopefully he's back. Maybe not next year full health, but maybe we can still get a couple good years out of him. And he's just a guy. He's like another one of those what if guys if he could stay healthy, because he always looked good. And heck, he looked good on Sunday too with the Ravens. Now, the Ravens offense itself, I think they looked pretty bad. Hopefully Andrews, who we'll talk about in a little bit, hopefully he comes back and help them. But fantasy implications here, guys, I think it's not as straightforward as an Eckler, Joshua Kelly situation. And I think it's going to be muddy. I think it's going to be ugly all year. I know we want it to be easy. We want to say plug in Gus Edwards, or we want to say, hey, Melvin Gordon or Justice Hill. But listen, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be a committee there. Justice Hill, I saw a lot of people, Tom, running to pick him up because, yeah, he scored 2 touchdowns, 8 carries for 9 yards. It's yuck. It's gross. Yeah, he scored twice, got in the end zone, but I don't know how much of a role he's going to play, at least partially. Some role. These guys are probably worth rostering, but I don't think playing them this week would be wise until we get a little bit of a clearer picture of that backfield. Melvin Gordon, it figures to play a role. A team I could see maybe signing one of these guys, Kareem Hunt or Fournette. And then just quick, Zay Flowers. What a standout, man. What a stud. What an absolute monster he was. And probably going to continue that this year as well. So good luck to J.K. Dobbins. We hope for the best. And again, we're still waiting for some clarity from that backfield. Bouncing over to New York, and another it just sucks when you hear these things and see these things happen. 4 plays into the year, Aaron Rodgers goes down, torn Achilles. He's 38? No, older. What 39, is he? 39 years old. Okay. Again, prayers out to him. And if they're watching Hard Knocks, I really started to take a liking to him just as a person, as a player. And we wish him the best too. But what do you have for Rodgers, Tom?
Well, I think this is going to come down to, does he want to keep playing? So if we look at purely from a medical standpoint, he's old. 39, will be 40 next year. Very unlikely that he recovers 100% from this. Like, it just doesn't really happen at that age with this significant of an injury. Will he be able to do life things? Yes, absolutely. He'll be able to go through his life. He'll be able to go to the grocery store. He'll even work out, even play pickleball, play golf, all that stuff. And he may even be able to play quarterback. And here's why. It's his left side. It's not his right Achilles. He's a right-handed quarterback, so he pushes off with that right leg to generate his power. And we know from research that most people after an Achilles tear, a full year later, still have a 10 to 30% deficit in strength in the calf Achilles complex on the injured side compared to the unaffected side. So if this was his right Achilles, I don't know that he would ever be able to get that deep ball back because he needs to push off that leg. It's his left side, though. He's not a running quarterback anymore. So if he wants to play, he could probably play. If he was any other position, any other sport, as a career ender. If he's someone that needs to run and run fast and change directions, very unlikely to happen. But the fact that he's a right-handed quarterback and it's his left Achilles and he's not a running quarterback, I think if he wants to play again, he can, and he can play well, probably not elite anymore, but well. But does he want to play anymore? We don't know. The contract thing is interesting. I could be mistaken here, but I believe that he foregoed most of his salary this year to like defer it to next year. Either that or he just gave up the salary for this year. I can't remember. But either way, he's got a fat paycheck next season. So if he wants that and he wants to come back and play, I think he could. But we'll see what he wants to do.
Very well said, Tom. And one thing that he tweeted or put on social media said, "The night is the darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again." I mean, powerful stuff. Still rooting for the Jets. And I'm sure he's still going to be around and be a mentor to some of these guys and even be a mentor to Jordan Love, who I know he gave his phone number to and they talk all the time. But, you know, in terms of fantasy here and even just the Jets in general, it's Zach's team right now. Is that right? I mean, I don't know, Tom. I mean, they could sign. I was looking at the list of guys out there. Your boy Nick Foles is out there. You got Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, Matt Ryan. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the Jets play the Cowboys this week. I think they got a hard matchup. I'm pretty sure it's the Cowboys. I could be mistaken there, but just other fantasy-wise. And Tom, your boy Garrett Wilson, I don't know if he's going to have that major upside season now.
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Ridiculous talent. The guy can catch balls from my 1-year-old daughter and be successful. He's just the best ever. But, I mean, I think this is a major setback for him. But just even with their running game, Cook, who I think is still pretty washed, he's still going to play a role there, but I still like Breece Hall because I think they're going to have to rely on the run more. How many times do you want to put the ball in Zach Wilson's hands, right? They got to rely on that defense. But we'll see. We'll see how the Jets do this week and what their situation is going forward. And again, just like for J.K. Dobbins, we wish Aaron Rodgers the best as well. All right.